The space station Zarenta Prime floated at the edge of the Andromeda Nexus, a place where species from across galaxies met for diplomacy, trade, and peace talks. It was here, after hundreds of years of silence, that the Valari, an ancient and reclusive alien race, finally agreed to meet a representative of Earth. They sent only one envoy, Princess Erin Valda, first daughter of the Starborn Council, trained in 10,000 forms of diplomacy, warfare, and science. She was elegant, pale-skinned with flowing strands of crystalline hair, and her presence shimmered with otherworldly grace. Her people had not interacted with humans in over 700 years, not since the Great Fracture. As she docked at the Earth Ambassador's wing, her mind was filled with protocols. When meeting a human dignitary, her instructors had warned, "You must not show weakness. Speak first. Stand straight. Accept the ceremonial gesture. But never initiate contact." She rehearsed the gesture again in her mind, a slow bow with her palms touching, a sacred form of greeting. The doors to the human chamber opened. Standing there was Commander Elias Monroe, Earth's ambassador to the stars. Tall, messy hair, jacket slightly wrinkled, and an honest smile tugging at his lips. He looked nothing like what she expected. Erin took a graceful step forward, lowered her head, and held her palms together in the ceremonial greeting of the Valari. But before she could even finish, Elias stepped forward and hugged her. A full, warm, human hug. Erin's eyes widened in shock. No one had ever touched her like that. Not since she was a child. Valari didn't believe in such gestures. Touch was sacred, private, and earned only through years of trust. She froze. Her arms stayed stiff at her sides. Her heart thundered in her chest. Not out of fear, but something else. Confusion. Warmth. Vulnerability. Then Elias stepped back, grinning sheepishly. "Sorry," he said. "Human custom. We hug new friends." "F our friends?" she managed, her voice barely above a whisper. "Of course," he said casually. "Unless that was super offensive, then I'm really sorry. First contact rules are kind of vague." Erin blinked. She had trained for battle, for language, for deception, for politics. But not this. Not for the disarming power of a simple, sincere hug. As the hours passed, they began the formal meeting inside the Crystal Hall. Floating translators danced in the air, converting their languages. Discussions ranged from trade agreements to shared technology to planetary exploration rights. But Erin could barely focus. Her mind kept drifting back to the moment in the doorway. That unexpected human embrace lingered on her skin like fire. The Valari called human emotion chaos and skin, and now she understood why. Yet, strangely, she didn't hate it. She watched Elias as he spoke, his expressions, his laughter, the way he leaned forward when listening. He wasn't formal. He wasn't stiff. He was alive. That night, unable to sleep, she stood at the observation deck, staring at the swirling stars. Elias entered quietly. "Couldn't sleep?" he asked. She shook her head. "There is too much noise in my thoughts." "I get that. First contact can be overwhelming." They stood in silence for a moment. Then she said quietly, "Your gesture, this hug, what does it mean truly?" Elias looked surprised, then thoughtful. "It's comfort, connection, a way of saying, I'm here, you're safe. My little sister used to hug me every time I came home from deployment. No words, just that." Erin turned to him. "And you did not hesitate? You embraced me without permission." He chuckled. "Yeah, probably reckless. But in that moment, it felt right. You look like someone who hadn't been welcomed in a long time." Her eyes softened. "I have never been welcomed at all," she admitted. They stood there, two beings from different worlds, sharing a silence deeper than words. The next day, the Valari High Envoy arrived to review the progress. He was cold, rigid, bound by thousands of years of tradition. When he saw Aaron standing beside Elias, close, relaxed, almost smiling, his tone grew sharp. "You are drifting from protocol," he said in the Valari tongue. "I am learning a new one," she replied. His eyes narrowed. "Emotion weakens you." "No," she whispered. "It awakens me." That evening, after the envoy departed, Aaron sought Elias out again. This time, she didn't wait at the door. She walked right up to him, looked him in the eyes, and without saying a word, she hugged him. It was awkward at first. Her movements were hesitant, her arms uncertain. But then she melted into the embrace, closing her eyes, breathing deeply. Elias was stunned. "Didn't think I'd get that back," he said softly. "You said," she murmured, "it means I am here. You are safe." "Then this is my reply." He smiled. "Well, in that case, I'm not going anywhere." In the days that followed, everything changed. Aaron stopped reciting protocols and began asking questions. Curious ones. She laughed at Elias's clumsy alien jokes. She walked with him through the earth gardens on the station and asked about oceans, animals, and what ice cream was. In return, Elias learned Valari history, listened to her sing in harmonic languages, and watched as her people's shields slowly began to lower. One connection at a time, they were bridging the divide that centuries had created. And it all began with a hug. A month later, when the Valari delegates arrived for the final peace agreement signing, they were shocked to see what Aaron did. Standing before the entire council, Aaron stepped forward, turned to Elias, and instead of performing the ceremonial greeting, she hugged him again. Gasps echoed across the room. And then, slowly, one Valari child stepped forward and hugged a human technician. Then another, and another. The galaxy didn't end. But something old did. The fear. Epilogue. Years later, they would say it was the moment the galaxy changed. Not when a treaty was signed, or when weapons were dismantled, but when a human wrapped his arms around a stranger who had been taught not to feel, and she felt everything. 1,000 wars have been fought because of misunderstanding, but one hug began an era of peace.